Hello, 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 almost Shabbat Shalom. Oh, somebody's squeaking in here. There you go. Well, Shabbat Shalom. Well, almost Shabbat Shalom. Almost Shabbat Shalom. Wait for a few more minutes. Really, really interesting today. And everything is with fun. We have to remember, everything is with fun because if it's not fun, it's not fun. If there is no fun, it's not fun. Okay, so hello everyone. Almost Shabbat Shalom. What a blessing today. And just want to say, yeah, okay. So I want to I want to recognize what is happening. I want to recognize what is happening within you. I don't know. I'm just getting this vibe. Sometimes I get these vibes of certain people that I speak with, or certain people that I'm connected with, and something is going on. There's always something going on, but there's something specifically that is going on that has to do with accepting and recognizing what is and what is happening around us that affects what's happening inside. And and I will be talking today about the portion of Matot-Masaei. This is to recognize really what's happening inside us, what's going on. Maybe something is happening, maybe something is going on that is hard to grasp. And the portion today, actually there are two portions. Matot-Masaei, staff of a leader like Moses, and the travels. And the interesting thing is happening is that this is the last portion before we're going into the book of Deuteronomy. Dvarim, speeches, words, things. And interesting, in this book there are 50 verses that are basically talking about all the places that Israel have been to. All the travels. Now the question is, why? Now we know that the Torah, no, every word is accounted for, every letter is accounted for, because there are words that can be written with certain letters, there are words that can be written with other letters. Everything is accounted for. So why is the Torah having 50 verses that are talking about the travels of Israel? Can you just flip the book and just look, okay, oh, they traveled here, they traveled here, they traveled here. They traveled here, they traveled here. The there isn't a similar example to when Moses is about to pass away. Well, in the future is about to pass, and right, what will be already happened. So, and then he's talking to Israel. He's mentioning all the instances that were. Oh, remember you've been there? Yes, remember that? That's different one. I talked about this. That's a different one. That is not. That one is about not. Reminding the people of negative things that they've done, but without saying anything. Like, remember that instance that happened there? Well, let's bring it back to our conversations, like to our daily conversations. When we speak to somebody, we say, remember that instance where, I did it and you did this, basically not reminding the other person that they messed up, reminding them that they messed up without reminding them they messed up. Why? Because that will elicit shame and guilt. So it's kind of reminding them. But that's the different part. That goes to the time when Moses is about to pass. Hey Chuck, Shabbat Shalom. Thank you for joining. It's good to see you every weekend. And so that is the time where Moses is kind of rebuking Israel, kind of telling them, look, you've done this and this and this. I'm just going to mention the places. It's going to be a reminder for you to remember what you've done. This, however, is different. This God is mentioning all the places that, all that happened, the graves of lust, and all those places that were a cornerstone, were hardships, were extreme situations in the travel of Israel. And this is what it is, and I'll share with you a personal story. I remember when I moved to La La Land, to California. That was back in 2016. I moved to the mountains of Chatsworth, and that was it's really up in the mountains. I was living in a kind of a duplex situation where it was really on top of a mountain, was isolated, was these were the mountains that actually all the old westerns, like John Wayne movies and all those, these are the mountains that were shot at. This was in Chatsworth, all that area over there. Well, I'm doing over there because it's literally over there. And it was a time, at that time, it was for me a very difficult time. It was a time of transition. I moved from Boston to here. It was a very, very difficult time. And being alone without people around is not alleviating the situation. When many times when we are in a situation, we want to be around people, so it's kind of like easing the pain. But for some reason, I chose that. Maybe subconsciously, I was like, "Oh, I suffer, thus I exist." But always in the back of my head, in my head, while I was going through those extreme difficult situations, and it was for a long period of time. I knew that this will come to pass. And I remember telling myself, I said, iLan, and I said, what? And I said, iLan, remember this, take a mental snapshot. I remember one of the evenings was the evening of Hanukkah, and I was alone there on the mountain. It was very difficult because of things that I was going through. I was going through a separation, I was going through a lot of changes in my life, I was going through really working with my shadows and everything. It was really, really extreme. And I could not see beyond that. I could not see beyond my nose size, so to speak. I could not see. It was extremely difficult, excruciating. But what I'm grateful for, and I was grateful for back then, I'm grateful for today about that time, is that I knew that God did not bring me all the way just to break me, and that's it. I didn't come all this way just to be broken. I knew that there is here an opportunity, right? We're talking about opportunities. You probably hear many people saying, hey, when you're in a difficult time, look at it as an opportunity. I say the same thing. It is an opportunity. It is just difficult to see at the time of the event that is happening, or the events, or the extreme situations, or the extreme hardships that we are going through. It's extremely hard to see that as an opportunity. So I was sitting there on the eve of Hanukkah, and I told myself, I wrote it down, but I also told myself, and I remember telling it to myself, iLan, make a mental snapshot of that. Make a mental snapshot of now. So when then will arrive, you'll remember now, and you will and you will be able to see the bigger picture. Because at that time I was not able to see beyond what was going on. But and yet I knew that there was more to this. I didn't arrive to that place just to be broken, but I understood that there is here, at that time, that there is a reason for everything. And this is what I keep saying for everybody who I work with and who I'm blessed to work with in spiritual life coaching or in sound therapy or any of that fashion, that everything physical has a spiritual reason and cause. Everything physical, everything that happens here has has a spiritual reason and cause. So when God is mentioning all these places, what he's saying, well, what is really being said is here, remember that time when you really felt down and you really went through things, and many times when we are in that situation, we tell ourselves, oh, I'm so no good, this is so difficult, I cannot see the light at the end of the tunnel, this is really difficult. Remember that when we're in the nick of the woods, we're in the woods themselves, inside, deep inside the woods, deep inside the shadow. It is hard to see beyond that with our physical eyes. It is hard to see with our physical eyes beyond what appears to be. But when we understand that what we are going through is a step to a better self, to a better direction, to a different solution, we don't know what it is yet. It's just like a father, when a father tells, I remember another situation. I was telling Itai, I was telling my son when he was 5 or 6 or something like that, and he came to visit me in Boston. There was this park that it was adjacent to a synagogue, and I was frantic. I was like a Jewish mother. I was like, don't go there, don't go. Man, yeah, a little neurotic, but anyway, there was. I could see that he was running, and there was a hole that was created by the puddle from the water, from the rain. And I told him, Itai, don't go there. Don't run over there. He says, why? I said, because there is a hole. Don't come. He said, I don't see anything. So I was probably like maybe 10 feet away from him. I'm a little taller. I could see. He could not see, you know. So there are certain things that we don't understand yet. We don't know how this movie is going to end. We are now just in a frame. What you see now and what we are experiencing now is a frame from a large movie. How's this sentence says, only after the journey can we connect the dots. How many times you've been through a situation where you've gone through this extreme hardship? You cried, you cried your heart out. You were so miserable. It was just like it was difficult, it was hard. And pain is there, pain is happening. And after the situation, say, wow, how much I've learned from that. Why? Because we're after it. And so this is what God is saying, and this is what I say to you, and this is what I bring this today, and this is what God says, and what I'm recognizing it and bringing it here, is that remember that time, look at you now. Remember that time where you couldn't handle a certain thing? Yes, and it was difficult. Look at you now. Right? There's always going to be a dip in climbing the mountain. We have to keep the right angle, otherwise it'll be confusing where to climb. Right? There's always a climb, and there's always going to be a dip. And we continue to climb, and there is another dip. So now we climbed 5 times, and we're at the 5th dip in the mountain. That 5th dip is higher than the first high, right? And so there's always going to be a dip, but that dip is at the level that we are, is giving us the tools to handle what we're experiencing. We're never getting an experience which we cannot handle. We're never going to get an experience which we don't have the tools to deal with. I give this analogy all the time. You get a new job. You're being promoted. You're getting a new job. You're getting a new car. You're getting a new office. You're getting a raise in the salary. You're getting a brand new laptop for a job you haven't done yet. Well, oh, free? No. You have the skills to do the job. Based on that skill, you're getting this raise. You're getting this experience because you have the skills to overcome this. And the overcoming is what is our work. It's like when we say in Shabbat, in evening of Shabbat in the Kiddush, Asher bara la'asot, that God has created for us to make. So which one is more perfected? We're always looking for perfection. So which one is more perfected? God's creation or our creation? Right? The instinct many times will be, oh, God's creation is perfect. Yeah, God's creation is perfect. But it was created for us to make. Barley was created, and we can make beer. We can't just drink straws of wheat. We make bread. Bread is not just coming down from the sky. The ingredients are there. We have all the ingredients to create this harmonized place. So this is in this portion. This is really something that God is saying, why am I mentioning these places? Is to remind you of where you were. To remind you, especially this is a great lesson for us to lift ourselves. Any situation that is here, any hardship, any extreme situation. It's funny that we don't think about it when we're having a great time. Oh yeah, it's fun. But we do. I encourage us to do that. Because every situation that we're in is a step for the next situation. And when we are facing extreme situations, is because we are now pushing the boundaries of how many pounds we're putting on that weight. When we do for 6 months 20 pounds on one hand or 30 or whatever. After 6 months, the body is already used to that weight and to this motion. So now we're going to do a different exercise. So it's going to cause the other parts of our body to be more tense and to break these muscles so we can build more muscles. And so every situation that every situation that we've been in, is to see how, remember that situation? Look at you now. Remember that situation? Look at you now. And I tell you, look at you now. It's always an opportunity. And so it's always an opportunity to rise, an opportunity to grow, an opportunity to expand. And I talk about my podcast and my work is abracadabra, create what you speak. We can also create what we speak, and we can also ruin what we're through our speech. So pay attention where you are in any situation. In any situation, where are you and how do you speak? Because how you speak is a reflection of how you are, and how you are affects how you think and what thoughts come in. What you speak is what you create, and then there is the action that follows that. And the body will follow what we're saying, what we're thinking, what we're uttering, what we're doing. And if it doesn't work, start with your body to do something. But just remember, where you were is not where you are. Shabbat Shalom, create, make, and be. Shabbat Shalom.